Hello, and welcome to 10th grade computer science. My name is Troy Jefferson, and I'm here with Anthony Henderson. We'll be your volunteer TSPs for this course. For a quick introduction, once again, my name is Troy Jefferson. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina. I studied at Morehouse College and the University of Michigan, graduating in December 2008. I currently work as a program manager on the XAML developer platform team at Microsoft.
And my name is Anthony Henderson, originally from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I graduated from the University of Michigan in 2010 with a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering and Computer Science. I'm currently working at Microsoft on the Windows User Experience team as a software tester.
The agenda for today is that we'll start off with a quick introduction into C#. We'll follow up with some basic C# data types covering declaration and assignment of data types. And we'll conclude by creating our first C# program, a Hello World application.
Okay, so what is C#? C# is a programming language that was developed by Microsoft. It is object-oriented, strongly typed, and functional. Object-oriented allows us to associate actions with specific objects. So instead of drive, which is an action, we can associate drive with a car. So we can specifically say drive this car. Strongly typed allows us to talk to the computer more specifically about what types of data we are working with, whether that be numbers or specific data types such as strings. Functional allows us to enter certain information in and expect certain information back from the computer, just like in math.
What is a data type? A data type is a way of distinguishing a piece of information in C#. The type for a piece of data determines the possible values for that type, the operations that can be performed upon it, and the methods for storage and computation.
In this course, you'll be exposed to a few of the basic data types in C#. Integers, which represent whole numbers such as 1, 2, 3, or 4. Doubles, which represent decimal numbers such as 1.25 or 3.34. Booleans represent a true or false value. Characters represent individual letters, numbers, or symbols. And strings represent a sequence of characters.
To declare a data type, you start out by entering the type definition keyword followed by the variable name. You can choose whatever you want for the variable name as long as it is not a C# reserved word. Visual Studio will indicate to you when you're using a C# reserved word.
So here are some examples of declarations for the variable types we'll be discussing in this course. For integers, the keyword is int, and here we have named our integer first int followed by a semicolon. Doubles, the keyword is double. We have named our variable first DBL followed by a semicolon. For booleans, the keyword is bool. For characters, the keyword is char. And for strings, the keyword is string.
Now let's discuss data type assignment. Once you've declared a variable, you can assign it by using the equal sign followed by the value that you want to assign the variable. As we said before, you can either assign the variable once it's declared or following its declaration. In the two examples that we have below, on the left-hand side, we have the variable first int, which is of type integer, being assigned a value 8 once it's declared. On the right-hand side, we have the variable first int, which is also of type integer, being assigned the value 8 after its declaration.
Here are a few examples of declarations and assignments. In the first column, we have declaring and assigning variables on the same line, and in the second column, we declare and then assign on a separate line. Notice each line is ended with a semicolon. This is very important. For characters, also you must notice that characters are encased in single quotes. This can be in either a letter, a symbol, or a number in that single quote, but it can only be one. Strings, they are in double quotes, and you can have as many as you want.
So let's get started with Visual Studio. We'll be using Visual Studio to develop our C# code. Visual Studio is an integrated development environment produced by Microsoft, and an integrated development environment allows you to do everything from code development to debugging to application publishing in one software suite. To open Visual Studio, navigate to the All Programs option in the Start menu. Under the All Programs option, you should see a directory entitled Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. Inside of that directory, select Microsoft Visual Studio 2010 to launch the application. Once the application start page loads, select the New Project option on the left-hand side of the Start Page pane. Once the new project menu opens, select the Console Application Visual C# template. Then, you should set the name and solution name to whatever you want to set it to. After you select Open, you should now see a new window that displays the Solution Explorer on the right-hand side and the program.cs file on the left-hand side.
Now we will write our first Visual Studio application, Hello World, in which we will try to print Hello World to the screen. Inside the main method, declare a string called first_sentence and assign it the value Hello World. Notice that the string Hello World is in double quotations and is ended by a semicolon. To print our Hello World string to the screen, we will use the console.writeLine method as shown on the second line here. Notice that it is also ended by a semicolon. To run our application, we'll first need to build our solution. From the Build menu up at the top, select the Build Solution option. If the build succeeded, you will see the string of the words Build Succeeded in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. To start running your application, open the Debug menu at the top and select the Start Without Debugging option. If everything was successful, you should see a console window like the following, and you can see our string Hello World printed to the screen. You can press any key to close this out.